Hey, what's going on, everybody? Ryan Newpel here, Knup Sports Show, episode 148. Thanks so much for spending this Thursday alongside me. Hope you're having a great day and excited to jump right into today's interview. We have another awesome guest today, somebody I've met over the last couple months here a few times, and really have gotten to enjoy everything this individual's about and what they're doing in this awesome iGaming industry. So excited to bring him on. I'll introduce him in just a second. For those of you listening live, we always encourage comments, questions, whatever you want to say. Put it in your YouTube chat and your Twitch chat, whatever. We will address those as they come up. We'll see them, we'll address them. We love to take live questions and kind of helps lead the interview as it is. So without further ado, I'm going to bring Chris Adams on, the founder and CEO of SharpRank. Chris, are you with me?
I'm here. Can you hear me all right?
I can, man. Excellent. Thanks so much for coming on the show. Really appreciate it.
Great. Yeah, I'm happy to be here. Yeah, it's been fun getting to know you and your guys' platform over the past few months, and looking forward to it.
Absolutely. So, Chris, hopefully you're staying safe. You're over in Maryland, right? Is that where you're at?
Yep. Our headquarters is just north of Baltimore by about 15 minutes, so close to everything. New York, DC, Philly, all the big hubs.
That's awesome.
Yeah, small little office that's getting smaller by every new hire.
Yeah. Oh, I hear you. It just keeps on going. So a little background for those of you listening. Chris and I got to meet out in Vegas for G2E. We got to touch base there, and hopefully you had a good event there. But then we also got to say hello and hang out a little bit at SBC up in New Jersey, right around where you're at, I guess. So that was good times as well. So I've been enjoying hanging with you in person, Chris. That's been fun. Hopefully we can do some more of that.
Yeah, it has been fun. I'm like forcing the in-person issue with folks at this point, just because I get so much enjoyment out of getting to meet. And one of the things that's like super fun for me and us is to watch the innovative flood into sports betting as it grows in the US. Like the intellect that's coming into this market is incredible. And like, aside from me, of course, but like there are some like very, very smart people coming from all over the place. And so as you know, my background is nobody's path to sports betting in the US is totally linear. And so mine's a little different. And so getting to meet you, and you're so plugged in the scene, it's been great. I've really enjoyed it.
That's amazing. That's cool. So tell us a little bit about, you just mentioned, you're not the linear person in the sports betting space. So give us a little bit about your background and kind of what led you to where you are today.
Sure. My background, the seat I'm sitting in as the CEO here is kind of if you were to compress and concentrate my previous work experiences and take that concentrate out, it would be exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. So I started my career with an investment banking firm for professional and semi-professional sports franchises. So buying and selling teams and other projects for owners and things of that nature. I then went to KPMG to be an auditor for 3.5 years. I went down to Virginia to get my MBA, came back to investment banking, but for mostly sell side for data, tech, and cyber companies in the middle market. And then we founded SharpRank. So just kind of a perfect marriage of what I really enjoy. So,
hey, if you're putting together everything you enjoy and you're doing that, props to you, because that's what life's about. You got to enjoy everything you're doing, and if you can find that sweet spot, man, it makes life so much easier to navigate through. Correct?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I tell people that all the time, and like the toughest part of my day is coming home after, because I get to critically think and problem solve for 16 hours a day, which is like intellectually, it is everything I've ever wanted to do. And so the toughest part of in an industry that I love. So toughest part of my day is coming home and like not having a smile on my face because my wife's a huge supporter of what I get to do. And we have a 10-month-old at this point. So her day is incredibly hectic. And then I get home at midnight or 2, and I'm like happy as can be, and she's like, I don't want to hear that. Yeah, I don't want to hear that. But it's true. Like I've always worked a lot of hours with investment banking, public accounting, MBA programs, all that sort of stuff has always been long hours. But the differentiator is not just doing parts of what you love, but I get to do exactly what I love. Exactly.
So, I love that. I love that. And so let's dive into exactly what that is, right? I mean, so let's give the audience, I'm sure most of them have heard or heard a little bit about SharpRank by now, but give us the elevator pitch of what SharpRank is.
Absolutely. The easiest way to describe it is we are the ratings agency, the independent ratings agency for sports bettors. So anyone who holds themselves out publicly making picks, whether that's on social media, through a media platform, or just a handicap or selling picks, things of that nature. Could even be a predictive model that makes predictions and picks that way. We rate and rank them. The easiest comparable for us is Morningstar. So much like Morningstar rates mutual funds and other investment opportunities, and you can use the Morningstar platform, their app and their website, to go source opportunities for yourself as either the general public or an investment advisor. But then if you're also to open up your Charles Schwab or your T. Rowe Price account, you can see the Morningstar ratings in there as well. So we're following a very similar framework where we have a platform where people can come find validated sources of information, but they also see us in the authored byline at USA Today Sports and Sportsbook Wire and all these other platforms. And we've been fortunate to be the ratings agency for some really great partners, and we take our job really seriously, because what we think we provide is the eventual tie-in to financial markets with sports betting, and that to us is really the next generation of what happens with sports betting, and how we see it is. There are characteristics that are built into sports betting that make it an asset class candidate. It has infinite quantity. It has investment vehicles, short, long-term investing, different sectors and ponds that you can fish in, all sorts of components that make it an investing tool. And we think because of that and the fact that it hedges against the market, it doesn't matter what the market's doing. You can sports bet whenever you want, as much as you want. We think we're in a really strong position to be the ratings agency here.
I love it. And there's such a need for this type of a thing, kind of growing up, living in the sports betting industry my whole life. I mean, handicappers and, touts and people of that status, right? They're throwing picks out all over the place. And a lot of times you really are kind of skeptical. You're like, wait, they just said they won 12 in a row or something. And, making claims and just all of this stuff that kind of puts some bad light on the industry when you see some of that kind of, I'll just call it what it is, some shady stuff that you see out there from different handicappers or touts in the industry. So something like this where, it's truly unbiased ratings of these types of people, I can imagine is needed, but it's probably really good for the personalities and these people too, because they now have a little credibility behind what they're saying, right? I mean, I'm assuming that's one of the real benefits to using SharpRank.
That you nailed it on the head, and that was one of our biggest question marks going into this venture was, look, if no one's ever received a report card, like, why let us in, right? Like it works really well for people. And what we found is a lot of folks want that separation between them and that snake oil salesperson. They want to be viewed as a credible source of information, and that's what we provide. It's more than pick tracking. We that's a positive side effect of our business model. We're data science focused. We're looking at our ranking and our rating algorithm is really intelligent. I mean, it takes into account about, 40 different parameters to give you a complete picture of who this person is, so that more so than just results, I know if I'm looking at somebody who has, my flavor of ice cream, right? And I can begin to understand who I like, whose process I like, what characteristics about them is indicative of what I find valuable. But yeah, we were met with overwhelming acceptance in this market. And, you get some people who are like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
And that's fine, right? Like we're not out there bashing people who, refuse our platform. It'd be great content, but we're not a content platform. So we're a ratings agency. So
Right. And yeah, that badge of honor, that's what I like to think of it as, just a stamp of approval on what I'm providing from a pick side. I love that piece of it. And I think you guys are moving in the right direction there. So one thing I wanted to chat about, and I wanted to congratulate you in person. I know you had some success in a competition recently here at the SBC event. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you guys participated in and what the results of that were?
Sure. Yeah, we were selected as a finalist at the pitch competition at SBC in New Jersey last month. What month is it? It's December. And so we went up and pitched. It was a 3-minute pitch in front of a panel of really, really intelligent and impactful folks who were the judges. And we went up and pitched, and ended up taking home the top prize, which is great. There were 4 other finalists, great companies, really, really great companies. So really stiff competition. And I think what the judges saw, and I think what people are starting to see, is that those early stages of the financial market tie-ins, right? You have 10 different stock markets now that exist out there. You have peer-to-peer betting, where, like, if I'm on a peer-to-peer platform, I need to know I'm not playing IBM Watson on the other side of my trade, right? I need to, there's a level of transparency that needs to exist for the market to evolve responsibly. And that's what we provide. Like we provide that core service that is necessary. It's not like it would be a nice to have. It is required for the market to expand. So yeah, we took home the top prize, and it was great. Those events are crazy. They are a whirlwind, as you know. We see each other like this about 7 times. So it's a lot of fun, though. It's something that we're really proud of, and we'll continue to build our platform and keep growing.
Well, congrats on that. Yeah, I mean, like you said, there's some big leaders in the industry that were evaluating that, and for them to choose you guys as the top company in that competition, I mean, that's amazing, and really kind of validates what you're doing, right? I mean, not that you needed that, but it just validates what you're doing here with SharpRank. So congrats on that. Talk a little bit about I guess who would want to use you guys. Somebody that's listening that's like, I give some picks here and there. Now, can anyone that's giving picks just use the SharpRank app and start getting graded, or how does that whole process work?
Yeah, great question, because we get this a lot now, since we are the ratings agency for some bigger platforms. We get calls now from folks who are like, hey, I put my picks out and I want to get a rating, and so on and so forth. So we have a pretty defined process with how we do that, where we initiate oversight. So we keep our eyes on a lot of people that we believe are doing things above board and the right way. Most of the time we're right. And if we are, it's called, we initiate coverage. So we will reach out to that person. If they haven't already reached out to us, we'll say, hey, we've been keeping an eye on you. We'd like to bring you on this platform and get you rated and ranked with the other personalities and handicappers on our platform. Quantity, and this is a key differentiator for us, I think, is that quantity is not as important if we can, as we continue to build as a market institution, because as I've been like reiterating, and probably to a sickening extent talking about financial markets, that quantity is less important than it is the quality of the person coming on. And that can be a combination of skill, character, influence, all those sorts of things that go into how we make a selection for people coming onto our platform. So once we initiate coverage, the expert or the platform can point us to their articles where we can pull those things and run those picks through our validating scripts, so that we can make sure that what they're posting is accurate. And then that gets run through our algorithms. Out the other side comes the rating, and behind that sits a sharp card and a tear sheet, which looks like an equity report based on our proprietary metrics. So we are kind of defining the way the market will look at pickers with respect to these metrics. There was a time when no one knew to look at a price to earnings ratio for a stock. Sure. And now it's a big metric people use. We've done the same thing with respect to sports bettors. And so from that point on, we can either pull it from their platform. They can use our mobile app as a way to input those picks. Really, whatever is easiest and whatever helps the expert in the most, it helps them the most. So a couple of different ways to cut it, but the end result is above board validated information in like a researched hub.
That's really cool. And you know, our team has a little firsthand experience with this, as one of our own, Tanner Kern, has been using you guys and working with you guys over the past several months. And he has nothing but great things to say about SharpRank and everything that goes along with it. I think he's moved himself up into the top 40 in a couple sports, I think. So he's always proud of seeing his ranking and where he's at, which rightfully so. You should be. If you're a good handicapper and can pick winners, you should be proud of that, right? That's probably makes you feel good as an owner. It's kind of what you want the personality to feel, correct?
Yeah, exactly. And you know, Tanner's a perfect example, right? Like he is, I view him as a perfect example, and like a way to like use it to your advantage, right? There's nothing saying that you have to promote your down weeks, right? And largely our algorithm's smart enough to, one bad week is not going to kill you, right? Like we've built it in a way that it takes a long-term approach to who this person is as a sports bettor. And you know, we've built it in a way that's cross-sport functional. So if I pick one horse race and you pick every NFL total every weekend, we can be rated on the same system, but you can also segment it out by sport. And a lot of times with the folks that we work with, like we highlight something called a spotlight, which is the simplest form of what we do, which is which teams are you really good at picking? And a lot of people don't even realize like they're 6-0 when they pick the Raiders. They have no idea. And so you take that and then you amplify it by like some really smart data science with all these sorts of metrics that are deeper behavioral understandings of that person. And it really provides an outlet for, and it's just an additional content creator for Tanner, right? Like he puts his picks out, but then can also create articles around where he ranks and why he's really good at picking certain teams and you know, what makes him really good with respect to our RRA and underdog weighted magnitude metric and all those sorts of things. So yeah, it's I'm a big fan of Tanner's. We really don't bring too many people into the fold that are going to be jerks and like not adhere to what we do. So I'm just a big Tanner fan in general. So
well, of course we are too. We're a little biased. Tanner's probably watching this and like shaking his head because we're talking so much. But that's all right. Or he's out writing an article, possibly. Who knows what Tanner's up to? But anyway, we'll move on from that. So what's next for you guys? What's on the future horizon? I'm sure you guys are always innovating and wanting to, but what's next? What do you guys need here in the near future?
Yeah, over the next few weeks, you'll start to see the next wave of sports rolled out onto our platform. So we'll begin coverage on a few different platforms that focus maybe on basketball or hockey or so on and so forth, and begin to bring those folks into the fold. Because we're cross-sport functional, we can rate and rank anyone. And so that's a big part of what we do. In addition to that, not just from New Sports, you'll start to see prop bets getting implemented into the ratings and rankings. And then further, on our direct-to-consumer side with our mobile app, you'll start to see some easier ways to dig into the social aspects of what is listed on our platform. Different types of features with respect to creating bet tickets and all those sorts of things, where if you follow along with Tanner and Tanner makes a pick, you can automate that to a bet ticket for you. And those types of things. So in addition to that type of stuff, we will just continue to grow and really dig into the financial side of things. I mentioned it multiple times again, but there are now starting to be, along with these stock market and peer-to-peer things, there are starting to be funds that will sequester and begin to see if they can use quants to beat the book. And because portfolio theory tells us that if I can get an expected value of greater than 0, I can optimize diversification. And that's been the biggest miss with respect to sports betting, because for a lot of people, it's a losing proposition. It doesn't have to be. And that is really where we're starting to see it, because if you have stock markets and you have the infrastructure for it, you can then create tools that are used to trade in those markets. And so we'll continue to have our finger on that pulse very, very tightly.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's amazing. Well, Chris, it sounds like you guys have a lot in store, and you're clearly, a great addition to the sports betting community. I know you didn't always grow up in this industry, but man, you have a great mind for this, and what you're doing with SharpRank, I can't commend you enough. So I'm excited. I'm really excited to see where you guys lead and where that heads as you guys continue to grow. So that congrats to where you've been, and I'm excited to see where it all heads.
Yeah. I mean, look, I am no bones about it. Like I like you and your platform a lot. I think what you guys are building is really great as well. So
appreciate it.
It's been fun, like, getting to know you. And I think what's going to be really fun is watching, each other and working with each other over the next few years, and
for sure
seeing each other grow and build. And
I don't think I want to see my name in there, though, because I have a feeling I know where I'd be on that list. I'd probably be about down here at the very bottom if I tried to put my picks on there.
A lot of people do say that, and then we'll because that is like a question of some people. And so we'll track them behind the scenes and say like,
there we go.
Here's where you would be.
Yeah, that's cool.
And so we kind of give them like a little bit of a preview into it before they dive head first. Most people are just like, yeah, sign me up. Like I'm ready to go. So
yeah. One more thing for you, Chris, before I know you got to go, you got a busy schedule, but I always like to ask this question, and I just love to hear your answer to this. But what are you needing? What are you looking for? I mean, maybe somebody listening to this could help you with something. Is there anything in particular that you'd like to ask of the community that may be listening to this?
That is probably the nicest question I've been asked in an interview ever.
I can't promise we'll get it for you, but what do you need? What are you looking for?
Well, thank you. We are always looking for talent. And when I say talent, that can mean a lot of different things. So that can be tech talent, so developer talent, that can be data science talent, that can be sales talent, that can be we have a campus captain program at 30 different universities where they get incentivized and paid in either cash or cryptocurrency to go build communities around what we're doing with our direct to consumer mobile app. So we are always looking for talent. We will also always take a phone call, always. So if you have suggestions of talent or suggestions of what we do and how we do it and how we could potentially enhance it or partner, we're all ears. So we answer and field those questions all day. Or if you put your picks out there and you want to get listed alongside some of the industry big dogs, we're also open to checking you out. So
very cool. Awesome, Chris. Well, guess what? Tanner was paying attention, and he said, "Appreciate the comment. SharpRank is the best." So thanks for watching there.
Man, Tanner, I'm so shocked that he was not in front of a camera while this was happening.
I should have brought him on. I should have just popped him on and said hello.
Yeah, no, I look for his stuff every week because I just find it entertaining and smart and
Good stuff, Chris. Well, really appreciate you being on here. Really insightful, and I wish you the best of luck. If there's anything I can do for you as we head down this journey, just let me know. And I'm excited to have you on, let's say a year from now, and give another update from where SharpRank's at. So thanks again for being here, Chris.
Oh, absolutely, man. It was a pleasure. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
All right. Take care.
See ya.
All right, that was Chris Adams, the CEO and founder of SharpRank. Really great guy, as you guys can tell, really smart guy in this industry, bringing some great stuff to what's going on here in iGaming and sports betting. So hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the views. Please remember to share this. We're out on iTunes. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. So go out, subscribe, share. You can get all of the industry interviews that we do with any kind of startups or companies in this space. So really appreciate you. Have a great one. Stay safe. Until next time, I'm Ryan Newpel. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.